Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for November 30th of 2025 is titled The Surface of Titan from Huygens. So, what do we see here? Well, here we see an image taken by the Huygens lander, which was part of the Cassini mission to Saturn. And in 2005, it landed on the most distant object we have yet landed on in our solar system, and that is the large moon of Saturn known as Titan. Now, Titan is of specific interest to scientists because it is the only moon with an atmosphere, and has a relatively thick atmosphere, even a little bit thicker than Earth's, and also made up primarily of nitrogen like Earth's. Now, the big difference is the very colder temperatures, so much colder out there in the depths of the solar system than it is here. And, of course, the fact that it does not have any oxygen in its atmosphere as we have on Earth. So, while the pressure is about what we'd be used to on Earth, the temperature is a lot colder, and we certainly could not breathe because there would be no oxygen for us. However, it is still interesting because Titan does have a cycle of a liquid, not water as we have here on Earth, but it does have a methane cycle, meaning that it does rain methane, and there are methane lakes and rivers there. At the colder temperatures, methane behaves on Titan much as water does on Earth. Now, when we look out at the rocks here, these are actually likely not rocks, but are actually chunks of ice, and in fact could be water ice that is present on the surface. At these cold temperatures, the water would not be a liquid, it would all be completely frozen solid. So we would just see big chunks or boulders of ice on the surface of Titan. Now, the Huygens lander lasted for about 90 minutes on the surface of Titan. That was about how long its batteries could last. It could not transmit directly to Earth. It transmitted back to the Cassini craft, which then relayed that material back to Earth. Now, the objects that we see here, again, chunks of water ice, and the one is slightly lighter colored. So to give a sense of scale, that piece is about 15 centimeters or about 6 inches in size and is about 85 centimeters or about 3 feet away from the craft. So it kind of gives you a sense of scale as to how big things we're looking at here. But we see similar views here when we look at Mars or we look at Venus. Just in this case, it's so much colder out there, and most of the surface of the moons in the outer solar system tend to be icy rather than rocky. So while they may look like rocks, if we were actually there and took a sample, we would find that they are made up of ices, probably a lot of water ice, but also things like methane and ammonia that are present in the outer solar system. And that leads us to the thought that Titan is one of those places in the solar system where life could possibly form. The difficulty is the very cold temperature, but the hydrocarbons and other materials present on Titan could be similar to what was present on Earth billions of years ago when life formed here. So that was our picture of the day for November 30th of 2025. It was titled The Surface of Titan from Huygens. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.